I'm calling it dry right. Or sober democracy is over.
Yes.
How are you guys? This second Trump administration's a good time to be a bully. You know, if you're a bully, now's the time to get right in there. Right? It seems like that's okay now. That's the positive thing. It's like this entire administration only stayed for the first half of Revenge of the Nerds. No, the goofy guys win at the end. No? Oh, all right. Well, it's good to be here. Like Hannah said, I worked a long time in California as a television writer, worked on a whole bunch of shows, and then about 5 years ago, we sold our house in LA and bought a place in Plain City. Because that's what you do when your entertainment career is on fire. It was a good move for me, though. I was doing good in Hollywood. I was probably a top 100 comedy writer, but in Plain City, I'm number one. The only guy in the whole town with an IMDb page. Pretty darn cool. Have you been to anyone from Plain City? Oh, come on, that's a lot of white people. Someone's got Come on. No? Oh, Plain City. Most honestly named city in all of Ohio. Plain City. People go there for Der Dutchman, the Amish restaurant. Yeah, that's a nice. You know, like when you're at home with your wife, your husband, right, and you're hungry, and you're like, what am I in the mood for tonight? Mexican, Thai, how about Amish? I feel like I haven't had Amish in a while. Amish. Although the Amish don't run Der Dutchman, of course, because they can't plug in the deep fryer. They have farmed it out to the Mennonites. The Mennonites run it. The Mennonites are like JV Amish. Like they tried out for Amish. You know, they were in it for the inbreeding and the goofy beards. And they dropped out. Mennonite are like, the women still dress like Little House on the Prairie, but the men get to drive pickup trucks. And plug in appliances. That's good. Yeah, we moved to Plain City. I met my wife out in LA. She was an actor, and she was cast on a show I wrote for called Two Guys and a Girl that starred Ryan Reynolds. And my wife Tina was cast as Ryan's character's date for an episode, and then so I just shorten that story and say I stole Ryan Reynolds' girlfriend. Hope you got over that. I haven't followed him since. It can't be easy losing a woman to me. That's our soul crushing right there. I would imagine. Yeah. But I am not from Ohio personally. I grew up in San Francisco, so I'm learning a little bit about Ohio. I have learned that you have a thing for tiny politicians. Interesting. The governor's what, about 2 feet tall? The governor, little tiny guy, right? The Governor DeWine, he looks like the old man from Up without the sex appeal. Like one of those Looney Tune guys that dropped an anvil on him, Just these little itty bitty idiots. They're like Shetland Republicans. You could put Jim Jordan on Mike DeWine's shoulders, they still wouldn't make a whole man. Well, I'm like, now Columbus, though. Columbus is like the jewel of Ohio, right? And Columbus is like, it's like a delicious jelly bean in a septic tank of shit. Still a delicious jelly bean, just too much shit. We're actually looking to move in from Plain City. We want to move into town. I have a job. I work at Ohio State. My wife works in German Village. So, you guys all live in Columbus? Yeah? What neighborhood are you in? Clintonville. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice neighborhood, and the only reason I know it's nice is because that's where Wario's Sandwich Shop is, and that is like God's food. If you have that roast pork sandwich is Worth, Ohio. That's yeah, do you like Clintonville?
Yeah.
And are you from here?
No.
No, where are you from?
Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis. Okay, yeah. So I'm not a big fan of Indiana, I gotta say. I often drive through Indiana, and it seems like traffic just stops for some reason. I don't know what it is with Indiana where someone's always buying one of those fiberglass pools that has to be moved. You know those freeform swimming pools? It seems like I'm always behind that in Indiana. I don't know. That's good. Yeah, I'm learning all the Columbus neighborhoods. There's all the villages, right? Like there's like Italian village.
Let's go.
German village. Yeah, I think yesterday I was in South Sudan village. That's nice. Not as well known, but hard to find food there. Oh. Someone cheered for Italian village. Was there an Italian village person? I don't even know which one. Oh,
I used to live there.
Scarlett, I know Scarlett. But you live up more Clintonville, right? Or
Well, yeah, but I used to live in Italian village.
oh, you used to live in
I
Italian
was like
village.
5. There was
All right, well, let me open it up for Scarlett's case. Has anyone here ever used to live somewhere? Tell Scarlett that I'm friends. But yeah. So we're thinking of moving out here. I don't know. We'll see. But I like it. Say, hey, Dave, was anyone bullied in school? Woo! Yeah. Always the comedians in the back. A bunch of wussies who got our asses kicked. Yeah, who was bullied in school? Come on, don't be shy. You, yeah? Do you remember what the name of your bully was?
No?
No, were there too many of them? Really? Yeah. Oh man, I hated my bully. My bully's name was Alex Duroff. And, it turns out, so I have big brothers. And they used to say, if you have big brothers, you don't get bullied, right? Because your brothers will protect you, which is bullshit. Right? First off, my brothers kicked my ass, right? But then my brothers were kicking other kids' asses. So by the time I got to school, they were waiting for me. And I was really little. I was like 5'3" and like 90 pounds as a freshman in high school. And Alex met me the very first day, and he said, I'm going to kick your ass after school. And after school, I tried to get away, and he grabbed me. And immediately a crowd forms. And I'm scared to death. I have no idea what to do. I don't know how to fight. And Alex puts me in a headlock, and he's holding my head like down here. And I said, oh man, you have a boner. And he immediately let go. And I just like ran. This kind of moment in my life where I was like, whoa, that was kind of cool what I did there. But then, maybe a month later, I'm just this invisible little dorky freshman kid, And Alex and his friends grabbed me and were trying to put me in a garbage can. And the senior cheerleaders are walking by, and one of them said, "Leave him alone, boner." Hey, I have a spot on the map here. I am somebody. So yeah, so I was driving back from Indiana. When you cross the border from Indiana to Ohio, you pass a sign that says, "Ohio, the heart of it all." Somebody thinks Ohio is shaped like a heart. Not a healthy heart. A malformed skyline chili heart. What the hell is that? Who thought that? And you know what it is? It's all that body part, right? Michigan's the hand, right? You ask someone where they're from in Michigan, and they say, oh, I live in Detroit, but I grew up in Battle Creek or whatever, you know, and so Ohio's like, oh, we gotta do that. Pardon me?
Battle Creek, sorry.
Oh, Battle Creek. Sorry. So what would be over there? That would be like a Kalamazoo?
Lansing.
Lansing. All right.
Middle there, yeah.
Lansing, and then right there would be East Lansing, I guess. I'm learning. That's awesome. See, most states can't do that. You know, so it's kind of cool. I would love to show you where I'm from in California, but I'd have to take my dick out.